Ladies and gentlemen, the Kenosha kid Kyle Rittenhouse is out of the slammer. My name is Lucius Coal of the Sanity stream. If you like this type of content, go down below, like, subscribe, share it, and of course leave a comment if you think I deserve it. The Coal Factory and the Coal Train on our way to 1,000 Patriots strong. Thanks to people like you watching content like this. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into today's show. First of all, Kyle Rittenhouse. That's right, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen one of my earlier videos on the topic, it was actually one of my first podcasts. I did 1, 2, maybe even 3 on this particular situation, breaking down everything that went down that night. And of course, you're not going to hear it from the mainstream media. But this particular article by NPR, although highly biased, is one of the better ones. So let's take a look. Kyle Rittenhouse released on $2 million bail awaiting trial in Kenosha, Wisconsin deaths. Kyle Rittenhouse is the 17-year-old gunman accused of killing protesters in Kenosha, Wisconsin in August, posted $2 million bail and was released from custody on Friday. Rittenhouse, who had prosecutors say had an older friend buy him a gun, faces 5 criminal charges for killing Joseph Rosenbaum and Anthony Huber and wounding Gage Grotzgrutz. By the way, all of them felons. All of them. Every single one of them a felon. The charges, just think about that, guys. For a bunch of people that are peacefully protesting, the fact that every single one of them who was either shot or killed was a felon is a statistical improbability. With that said, let's keep going. The charges include first-degree intentional homicide, first-degree reckless homicide, and attempted first-degree intentional homicide. He was turned over to his own security detail, arranged by his attorney, and is no longer in custody, Sergeant David Wright of the Sheriff's Department said, the Kenosha News reported. Hours after the release, one of his reporters, Lynn Wood, posted a picture of Rittenhouse alongside actor Ricky Schroeder. Let's take a look at that right now. Free at last! Free at last! Ladies and gentlemen, the Kenosha kid is free at last. Maybe this is what Sidney Powell was talking about. Was Sidney Powell talking about releasing the Kraken? Was she talking about Kyle Rittenhouse? We need more Kyle Rittenhouse in the world, ladies and gentlemen. More. I mean, it really is a sad state of affairs in America when it takes a 17-year-old kid to uphold protecting the livelihood of a community. Where was the police, you ask? No idea. Where were the strong men? You know, the men that say they love America, they love freedom, they're willing to die for it in order to protect it. Where were they? Nowhere. It took a boy. It took a child in order to defend America. Think about that. With that said, take a look at this picture. Oh, I'm so happy for Kyle. I am so happy for Kyle. I mean, seriously, this kid, everything that's happened to him so far, it's unbelievable that he's finally out. It took way too long in my opinion, but hey, $2 million bail, I mean, that's pretty steep, guys. Rocking the Black Rifle Coffee Company already. This guy is going to be a cultural juggernaut in the years to come, and I have no doubt that he may even run for office someday. He's basically, if he is in a red district, he is essentially a shoo-in. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta say that, again, if you haven't seen my previous episodes on this, I detailed it in a very fine-tooth comb. It's absolutely amazing the people that are going after him. This is clearly politically motivated. Anybody that watches the videos and can't see that this was a clear-cut case of self-defense is either brain dead or politically driven. There really is no middle ground here. The trigger control, the ability to not just aimlessly just start shooting at everyone that was chasing after them, simply selecting the target that was going to do him harm, physical harm, and possibly death. I mean, they tried to curb stomp the kid. And then one of the guys actually pulled a gun out, and then only then did Kyle fire. Unbelievable. I mean, wow. Just some incredible training. With that said, guys, it's time to resist. Now, if you haven't seen my video a couple days ago, I went off. I was completely and totally flustered about what's going on in the streets of America. The fact that people can't peaceably assemble in the United States of America without being attacked by these Antifa and BLM tards. It's disgusting. And the police that are not only not protecting the innocent, but actually going out of their way to send them into the fire. I don't know if you guys have seen the clip. There is a clip of a family trying to pass through the police officers because their hotel is around 500 yards away. Very, very close. And the police officers tell them, no, you must go back that way. Where literally all of the agitators, all of the terrorists, all of Antifa, all of Black Lives Matter that have been harassing and accosting not only grown men, but women, and not only that, the elderly and children! Children! These people are disgusting. They're monsters. They need to be put down. It's gross. And these are the types of police officers, and this is why, you know what? When I hear to fund the police, I'm not super, when I first heard that, I was like, this is insane, this is nuts. But after watching what happened in DC, and of course, just like these leftists, I'm not going to paint all white people in one brush, all black people in one brush, or all police officers in one brush. So I'm going to point out, I'm not going to go out of my way to try to protect police officers anymore. I will point out when they do a good job. I will point out when they do a bad job. This is in Buffalo, New York, guys. They are going in. They're trying to shut down businesses. They're on their final straw. We need every single business, every small business owner. If you are a small business owner, you need to go to every single one of the businesses on your block, if not the next 10 blocks, and tell them, we are not listening to these orders. When you all stand together in defiance, these people can do nothing. They can do absolutely nothing. The left likes civil disobedience to a maximum degree, to a degree where they will literally throw Molotov cocktails at police officers. Shoot police officers. This is us fighting back. They do not have the constitutional authority to shut down entire businesses for a virus that 99.9% of people recover from. It's absolutely absurd. There is no science behind this. The top 10 countries in the entire planet, in terms of deaths, all have lockdown. All of them. It's a joke. But take a look. I am no longer protecting police officers. We must resist.
I've lost friends, I've lost family who've killed themselves. I've seen clients die because they've lost their livelihood.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I know you are, and I'm asking for you to guys have some compassion for the people that have lost everything.
We do have compassion for people who
Okay, well, you need to go have compassion out in the parking lot.
But
this is private property.
This is
private property.
Exactly. Guys, I'm done. I am done playing the nice game. I'm done being cordial with these monsters. I am done trying to stand up for police officers that are trying to shut down businesses that are about to go under. I'm done. My friend, I've said it 1,000 times before, my friend in Kenosha had his business burned to the ground. The police did nothing. I'm done. I'm done protecting police. I am done.
This is private property. It's private property. Go get a warrant. Listen, man, this is private property. They're not wanted here. So do your jobs.
Well, her job is...
Your job is to remove people that are not wanted here.
You have a
We're wanted here. They're not.
She's
hiding her name tag. She had her
I'm
name
not.
tag.
It's right here. It's marked here. You can see my name
They're just
tag.
doing their job.
There we go.
You should all be wearing masks. How come
I'm not
none of you
doing
have
anything
masks
wrong.
on?
Don't worry about my health. My health isn't your
You're
concern.
meant to be wearing a mask. It's a government
Okay, well
mandate.
then write me up.
It's the law.
Okay, then.
Exactly. We're done. This must be on a mass scale. This is why the gym owners in New Jersey had such a problem. Now, given New Jersey is an extremely left state, so I don't expect them to resist. It's ironic because these are these same people that seem to be they claim to be fighting against fascism, and yet they bend the knee to anyone in a lab coat. Anyone in a lab coat, they will bend the knee. All of them. I don't remember. I think there was a study. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but basically there's a person in a room and then there's someone across the way doing an electrical shock to that person. And there's a doctor, well, an actor essentially, over their shoulder as they increase the voltage, telling the person to push the button to shock the person. Now, of course, at the start, it's a small shock. And eventually it gets to the point of fatal. Fatal. Now, of course, the person on the other side isn't actually getting shocked at all. It's all a game. But it just shows you that authority can get most people to do anything. Most people think the Nazis were all bad people. They weren't. They were not all bad people. There was a small majority of people that were then told to do something who simply followed along. They didn't have these evil intentions. They were looking up to a figure of authority, and they thought they were doing the right thing. It's the same thing that happens in Soviet Russia, where they say, oh, you have to make sure to watch out for your neighbors. Now you have the people working in tandem with the state. And this is what's happening in America, particularly people on the left. They are trying to shut people down. They try to shut people down on the internet. They try to shut people down in real life. They don't care about these businesses. They don't care. They do not care. And they think they're fighting the system. They think they're fighting these major corporations. When you shut down all these small businesses, what do you think happens? Let's just say that a big stimulus comes in, okay? All of that money comes in, right? Every American, $1,000 or whatever, right? $1,500, whatever the number is, okay? All the small businesses are closed. Where do you think all that money goes to? It goes to the big corporations, because Walmart doesn't get closed, Target doesn't get closed, Lowe's doesn't get closed, Home Depot doesn't get closed, Amazon doesn't get closed. None of them get closed. None. Zero. Nada. So you are taking all of the wealth from the American taxpayer and sending it to the major corporations. And you think you're fighting the man? You are so delusional, you are completely lost. It's as if you don't understand the basic context of shutting down small businesses and having them literally be choked out by the same corporations that you claim to be fighting against. It's a disgrace. We must band together. Civil disobedience. It is absurd that we are shutting down entire cities and states for a virus that 99.9% of people survive. That's the thing too. They say the science. They say follow the science. They say follow the statistics, follow the numbers. But the moment those numbers, the moment that science, the moment the math just doesn't match up for them, they seem to disregard it. Because it doesn't fall in line with their political dogma. It's a cult. They call Trump people cultists. We're not cultists. This is the difference. Let's just say, let me just take your argument at face value. And let me just say that maybe we are. Maybe let's just say all of the Trump people are all indoctrinated. We're all cultists, okay? Within that argument, what we are saying as Trump supporters is more freedom for everyone. Leave everyone alone. Don't take my money out of my pocket. Allow people to manifest their own destiny. So within our timeline, within our political, I guess you could call it, even if you want to call it a dogma, we are creating freedom. And what you're doing is taking it away. All in the name of the state. So stop saying that you care so much about the people, because let's just be honest, you could give a crap less if all of the Trump supporters died. You don't care. So stop pretending like you do. Civil disobedience.
But then take me to jail.
It's not the law.
Then take me to jail.
Show me the law. Show me the law. Now, hold on. Any court anywhere. Show me the law. Well, I think we gotta go, John.
You have to leave. You guys have to leave.
You guys need to leave.
have to leave.
Right now, you're trespassing without a warrant. You need
Mass
to
civil
leave.
disobedience starts now.
You're trespassing.
We're not
Were you
trespassing.
You're
invited onto the
trespassing.
property?
Doesn't matter.
Then
We
you're
have a right to
trespassing.
be
It doesn't
here.
Then
matter.
get a warrant. Go get a warrant.
You
Bring
need
a warrant.
Go get a warrant.
You're trespassing.
Yes, you do.
Come back with the warrant or
You
leave.
don't write the law.
Outside. No, go on your
They've
phone
been asked to
outside.
leave several
Go on your phone
occasions now.
outside.
It's
Because
anonymous, right?
anonymous.
It's
Yes, it
anonymous.
is.
It
But it's a
can't be
legitimate
anonymous.
complaint.
You need to
It
know
can
your
be,
accuser. You need to
that's
know. It
not-
cannot
Okay,
be
wait,
anonymous.
you gotta go get a warrant.
It
That's not
cannot
how
be
health
anonymous.
department
It
do
cannot
it.
be
You
anonymous.
gotta go get a warrant.
You don't get to
You gotta go
write
get a
the
warrant.
policies. You
It's
don't get to
code
violate the
enforcement.
Constitution. It
This
does
isn't
not
the
matter.
same
You
as
don't
that.
circumvent or subvert the
Someone call the
Constitution.
new.
Okay.
Exactly. And this is the thing, too. We have been subverting and destroying our Constitution for too long. We don't listen to the Constitution. We don't listen to the Constitution at all. If we actually listened to the Constitution, there would be literally freedom of speech. You would literally be able to say anything, including threatening to kill somebody. If we followed the Constitution to the T and to the actual letter, then there would be no hinges and no trying to enforce gun laws. There shouldn't be an age restriction for gun laws. There shouldn't be an age restriction for drugs. There wouldn't be an age restriction for alcohol or anything. None. So stop telling me you care about the Constitution. You don't. We've been infringing on the Constitution for years, since the starting of this nation. Such a joke.
Hey, Miss, you need to leave.
Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Exactly. Get him out. I'm done. I am so done being nice to these police officers. These are the types of people, these are the same types of people that are trying to get Kyle Rittenhouse with a murder charge. These are the same type of people that went after the McCloskeys and tried to hem them up into some BS after people broke into their community. These are the same types of people that are going after the Jews in New York for trying to peaceably assemble and pray to their God. And you call us the Nazis? Wasn't it Michael Knowles? If the left didn't have double standards, they wouldn't have any standards at all. Couldn't be more true here. And here's the fake news. And this girl in particularly, I want you to keep an eye out on, because Brandon Straka has been going off on this girl. Her name is Kylie Jane Kramer. If you happen to come across her, I'm not saying you should go after her or tweet her or anything like that. I don't recommend that to any of the coal factory and the coal train here. But what I want you to understand is this misinformation. This is exactly why we didn't advocate for people to go to the Georgia State Capitol today. City of Atlanta and other agencies would not give permits to any group, so it led to a situation that Leo had to be put out in riot gear. Why should the state be the one to dictate how we assemble? Can someone explain that to me? Why should they have the right to decide when and where we can assemble? It is absolutely absurd. We have a right to peaceably assemble. We shouldn't have to petition the government because we're fighting against the government. Why would they give us a permit? It doesn't even make sense. It's not even in their own interest. They don't want to hear it from us. These establishment Republicans don't want to hear it from us. You think the governor in Georgia gives a crap about us? They don't care. They don't care about us. That's why Trump got elected. It's insane. It's insane. And of course, we have some real patriots out here right now. This is in Atlanta, Georgia.
First, America first, America first, America first, America first, America first, America first. So we will keep turning out to these state capitals, and we will keep fighting. We will never capitulate to the globalists.
And that's it, man. Look, I'm not like a huge Nick Fuentes guy. There's a lot of things I disagree with him on. Particularly, he said things along the lines about being against interracial relationships and stuff like that. I think that's a step too far. At least for me personally, I believe that America should have a right to embrace its culture. It's true that America was founded by white men. It's true that slaves were taken to America. They are part of the entire experience that is America. The Chinese that came into California and ultimately were, blood and death and destruction in every nation that has ever been formed. And that's the thing. America is so new. In the grand scheme of things, if you look back all the way to the Indus River Valley civilizations, and then, of course, the rise of Islam, the rise of Christianity and Judaism, Buddhism, the Sikhs and etc. The list goes on and on. It doesn't matter where you go. there's always going to be war and death. And the ironic part that I really want people to focus on is think about America's might, okay? Think about the strength of America and look at Canada. Why does Canada even exist? With the strength and the military might of America, why does Canada exist? If we were the true monsters that these people think we are, wouldn't we have just gone into Canada and just wiped them out and made it America? But we didn't. We didn't. Now you could make the argument, oh, it's because they were white. And you know what? I guess fair enough. But if that was the case, why didn't we go into Mexico? I don't know. Just a question. Just a question, guys. Just a question. And one thing that I want you to focus on here in this particular clip, Nick Fuentes, Ali Alexander, and Alex Jones. Look right now at who is actually fighting against this steal. Look who is fighting to make sure that Donald Trump gets 4 more years. Because the people that are silent are saying a lot more than the people that are doing something. People that are silent right now, people that are not fighting back, the Mitt Romneys of the world, the Lindsey Grahams, the Mitch McConnells, they're part of the establishment. And they must be removed. The problem is Lindsey Graham and McConnell just won back in the latest election and didn't have anybody primary them. And then we just recently had a video showing Lindsey Graham on the Senate floor going up to Kamala Harris and giving her a nice little fist bump and a pat on the back. These people don't care. So stop pretending like the Jim Jordans, the Dan Crenshaws, the Nikki Haleys, the Lindsey Grahams, the Mitch McConnells, they're all part of the swamp. All of them. They don't care who's in power as long as they retain their end of the power. With that said, this is in Minnesota, guys. And what I want you to notice is that we need to fight back. And that means not instigating, not going out there starting fights, but being the shield, protecting ourselves, making sure that the elderly is protected, the women are protected, the children are protected. Because I don't know if you notice, but whenever Antifa shows up and the Proud Boys show up, for some reason, Antifa just, they're just a lot more quiet. They're a lot more somber. They're a lot more passive. They, for some reason, they don't start a bunch of stuff. I wonder why. It's almost as if when they meet an opposing force, they crumble. Like the bitches that they are. That's why you always see them attacking in packs. They're hyenas. Take a look.
Here to do violence, bro. We came here to really see.
We fuck y'all up.
Why we gotta
Y'all
be
want
violent?
violence?
Why you gotta be violent?
We can do that.
You want to fight
We
101?
can do that.
What's the
We
violence
can do
about?
that.
Where?
Right here.
Where?
Fuck.
Is that what's going on? Or can we fight? Can we
We're
fight?
gonna put pause on you.
Hey, tell your boy not to touch us.
Hey, start de-escalate.
This is the problem. See, I see stuff like this, and it's like these people have to be paid, right? I mean, like, I don't know. I find it so hard to see how a lefty joins the Antifa train and somehow thinks they're fighting the man. It's like I'm not down for, intermingling with communists, but there are pieces, man, I can't believe I'm about to say what I'm about to say. There are pieces of what they're saying that Antifa is saying that we can agree on. And that's the problem. It's like, if you ever heard the story about what happens to new House Republicans and House Democrats and House Senators when they are elected to D.C., what ends up happening is they show up, they are all grouped together as one, the Democrats, the Republicans, and the Independents, and then they are all shuffled into separate rooms. So the Republicans go together and the Democrats go together. If I was ever elected to a position such as that, what I would do is when they say, hey, you go with the Republicans, I would say no. And I would go to the Democrats. And you know what I would say? I would say, hey, what is it that we agree on? Let's focus on what we agree on. If we can focus on what we agree on, then we can make laws that benefit all of the people under all ideologies, including the bad ones. If we find the things that we can agree on, we can actually move this country forward. But they don't want to do that. They think that by working together, that they're undermining their own party. You must put country above party. That's why I'm not a Republican. I'm a registered Republican because here in Florida, in order to vote for a Republican, you have to be a Republican. But it's absolutely absurd to me that people, I don't know, that people just can't see that we have so much in common and that we could work together to actually make a nation that's worth fighting for. I mean, this country is worth fighting for, no doubt. But don't we want to make America great again? With that said, this is what the left has become. It's absolutely disgusting. So they're fighting right now for this guy named Orlando Hall that was executed federally today. Look at the way they push this narrative. Orlando Hall was executed last night. Hall was a black man convicted by an all-white jury. He is the 8th person executed this year by the Trump administration. There were no federal executions under President Obama, and Biden plans to end them all as well. Interesting. So an all-white jury must just been like some racism. Right, guys? Oh, wait, what did this guy do? Oh, so his victim was a 16-year-old black girl who Orlando Hall raped, covered in gasoline and threatened to burn her alive, and then buried her alive. The evidence of his guilt is overwhelming. You are scum of the earth and rape apologists for making this about race. And this is why a lot of people don't take Black Lives Matter seriously. Because it's every single time. Doesn't matter if the black guy had a gun. Doesn't matter if he raped and killed a 16-year-old girl. I don't care about the color of their skin. I don't give a shit. Are you a monster or not? Are you stupid or not? Did you make a bad decision or not? If the cops are acting up, I mean, I think I've made it pretty clear that I'm not super pro-cop anymore. So, if you find me an example where the cops were acting like idiots, I will agree with you. But if every single time you take a piece of shit and try to make him into a martyr, I'm not going to listen to what you have to say. I'm not going to listen. And this is kind of where we're at, guys. And this is where I'm going to wrap it up. This is sad where the Republican Party is right now. And if not for the steal, if Joe Biden actually won this election in a fair way, I would be turning my ire onto the Republican Party. I would blame myself. I would blame the Republicans. I would blame the establishment. I would blame the strategy. I'd blame me. I wouldn't go and turn towards my opponent or my rival or even my enemy and blame him. He won. She won. Now, where are the Republicans? And why aren't they fighting? That's why I was saying before, Ali Alexander, Nick Fuentes, Alex Jones, actually out there.
Hi, Rush. It's great to be here. I'm going to try to hold myself together, not get emotional here, but I want to harken back to your statement about Georgia and about the Trump voter.
Yeah.
And they should be very afraid, very afraid. Trump and you are all we have left, Rush. We've spent our lives voting for these people because they're not them. And we just can't do it anymore. We're tired of being stabbed in the back, Rush. It's better to have an enemy that's in front of you than a friend that's behind you that's just going to stab you. They do it every time. We have a Republican-controlled state, and they won't do an audit of the vote. They won't. They just basically told every Georgian that they don't care. We were in Washington on Saturday. Me and my 33-year-old son, we saw more people than we've ever seen in our lifetime, ever. And we're season ticket holders for the Ravens, for God's sakes. I've been in crowds of 80,000 people. I've been to Steelers games, for goodness sakes. I have never seen so many people, but were there any Republicans there? No. None. None. But
wait. What? There were no What was this thing that you went to?
Where's the leadership? Where's the GOP? Where's the Republicans? Where's the FBI, for that matter? Where are they? Nowhere to be found. We are here tearing and clawing and fighting to stop this steal. We had over 100,000 patriots show up in D.C. to march for the President of the United States. Did a single Republican go out there, make a speech? Did a single Republican go out there and say they were going to stop the steal? Did a single Republican give a damn to take just a moment to leave their lavish, polished, multi-million-dollar home to take an Uber and drive down and interact with the people? No.
A week ago Saturday in Washington, D.C.,
Yeah, but
the mega rally. There must have been hundreds of thousands.
Okay, it's a MAGA rally, and you mean no elected Republicans? Is that what you mean?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Our party leadership, quote unquote, if this were a Democrat rally, they would all be there. They were there for the anti-Tea Party movement, walking hand in hand up the steps.
Yep.
No one stands for us, Rush. Only you and Donald Trump. God forbid, what do we have left? I love my president. I am not a revolutionary, Rush, but I will die for my president.
Wow. You can hear the pain in that guy's voice. I mean, Donald Trump is a revolutionary. He was, jeez, this frickin' propaganda is getting to me. Is a revolutionary. He is the catalyst of this movement. And we're not done fighting. And we're not done winning yet, ladies and gentlemen. If you like this type of content, go down below. My name is Lucius Coal of the Sanity Stream. Like, subscribe, share it, and of course leave a comment if you think I deserve it. The Coal Factory and the Coal Train on our way to 1,000 Patriots strong. Thanks to people like you watching content like this. I'll see you in the next one. Love ya. Peace. Coal Train. Choo-choo!